Hello guys and welcome into a new video. Today we are going to see the setup of MotoGP22. We are going to explain you some tips in the setup.
Yes, because every year it changes, and from the 2021 there are a little bit of changes, so we will find out together.
Yeah, let's go to see it. So, we are in the suspension with the front swing arm. In the front preload, in general, is better to use low. Let's try to keep now 2. Like quantity also from 1 to 4. Let's try with 4. The spring, general, we can use hard spring or soft spring. Depends from the track. Generally, I used to use 5. Or 7, but in some track also 1. Also, if you are in wet condition, it's good to use low spring. I like a lot to brake hard in this game. I like to feel the brakes, so in general I use high from 5 to 7, and also the extension 5 to 7. Then we have the rear suspension.
For the rear suspension, I usually use from 3 to 5, because if you have an higher bike behind, you can exit better from the corners. The swing arm connector, I like to use the normal one, like 3.
The standard.
Yes, the standard one. The hardness of the spring, this year I like it so much at 7, but we can use also 5 or 6, depends from the track and the condition of the track. Compression and extension, also these parameters are good in the both ways. Usually in the dry, I use an higher compression and a lower extension.
Geometry of the bike is more or less like last year. I like to use low parameters here, but in general there are also other riders that used to like to have more stability in the brake. So yes, I like the stability, but I like also the agility of the bike. So if you do on the left, we gain in agility, and if you go on the right, we gain in stability. The steering plate position, I like to use 7, but it's good also to use 3. So you can move a lot these parameters, so you have to understand the right way. And in general, this part now is for me one of the most important part of the setup, because if you go on the left, we ride well the bike, more easier.
Yes.
But if you go like this, you can exit also a little bit better from the corners, but your rear tires spin more. So in general, it's good to use from 1 to 4. And then the transmission.
For the transmission of the bike, this year we can use like all the type of gears, short gears or long gears. It depends how you want to feel the bike. And for the crown, as I said before, we can use like 4, 5, maybe also 3 in the longest track. For the slipper clutch, it's up to you guys, because if you like to brake hard, you have to use a much higher slipper clutch.
This year we have more brakes to choose. We have the new one, that is the 355 millimeters. Generally, if you use the strong brake, the cooling time is slower and the heating time is higher. So you have to try a lot the brakes that are important this year from each track. Let's see your best feeling.
Yes.
Generally, I'd like to use the 355. And I suggest you also to see the suggest of the game.
And for the ECU, of course, the most skilled player use lower like traction control, but it's so difficult to manage. Of course, the bike slipper like spin, so you have to be good to go with low TCS. The engine brake is good 5, 4. It depends on you, how you prefer the bike. The anti-wheelie, I think from 3, 2 because you have to not wheelie, but you have to unleash the power of the bike. And of course the power mapping, we use two, maybe one if you want to preserve a little bit of fuel, but in
3 for the qualifying, for the hot lap. Okay guys, so I hope that this video has been useful for you. Let us know guys in the comments what do you think about it, and see you in the next video.
Bye.
Bye.